All right, everybody, we are back. It is Friday. We didn't have a video yesterday, honestly, because nothing happened. It was so flat. There were no moves to be made. I mean, nothing changed at all. So I'm just not going to waste your time on that. We want to make sure every video has something good and actionable on it. So today we had a pretty big pickup, ironically, on a Friday. Usually Fridays are not good. But it looks like we had a gain today of about almost 11%, pretty flat after hours. And if you look at all the stocks we have right here, pretty much everything is in the green. We have a small Redwood Trust drop, a Duro, which I'm not even sure where we have that still, barely a drop for Spirit Airlines, and let's see, Velocity Financial went down 4%. So other than that, everything went up. So as we talked about before, we are definitely at the bottom of the U shape of the market. So if you have not invested but some money, this is the time to definitely get started. This is the risk-free time in the market, pretty much for the most part, as long as you're following some fundamentals. So as we go to our stock screener, basically have our updated prices here and our current holdings. So if you look today, basically I think Play and I think these two were in the red before, but these two popped up positive. Norwegian Cruise Lines was positive for a little bit. I mean, it's barely negative right now, but it got up to 13.13 today. The airlines are coming back up. Azul, it'll come back up. I'm not too worried about that. That is the Brazilian airline, and they're doing a lot of commercial shipments, especially medical equipment. So I think we're going to get some good reports coming out of them. Beyond that, our favorite two leaders, Crestwood Equity and Braemar Resorts, are vying for number one. So they're both just absolutely killing it. And what's funny is you look at Crestwood Equity, and they have a 60% buy for the analysts. And you look at Braemar, and it's 0. So we can't just take their word for it and just say by 0, it means that it's all a hold. So there's no buy, no sell. Basically, everybody's saying hold it, and yet it's killing it. So we can't just trust those numbers on its face. But it's just one factor that we look in as much as anybody. So that being said, PVAC's gone up. Gosh, look at this. Signet's jumped lately. So Redwood Trust is up 70. Signet's jumped up 71. That's our third best performing one. Kind of crazy. PVAC, again, another hold along with Signet, is up 65%, and even UCO is pushing up there. So if we look at UCO, where did we get a max for UCO today? UCO made it up to 1772, so it closed up near its high today. So we're currently $3,300 in profit, 10% over, and for what we put in as a gain, we're 57% over. Also, we threw in another $2,000 into the mix, like we talked about that we would be doing that. And boom, boom, boom. All right, so let's go take a look at the upside today. Ivar, which it's the guy from Vikings. I always say Ivar. That one, I don't really see a whole lot of clear movement on. It has gone up a little bit today, but I don't see any signal either way. Azul we're fine with. I might consider buying that. I might put a yellow in there. All right, we got 33% buy for that, but it's under that. I'm a little hesitant on. I think I have too many airlines right now, so we're going to hold off on that. MFA, we looked at, and I'll show you some of the things we looked at today. The guidance for its price has lowered for MFA. So one of the things I decided to do, we had these three in green. Well, in this one, we looked at, usually I color them yellow if we want to take a look at them. So I went through and I pulled up a few others. Let's see, I have Yahoo Finance, Market Watch, Market Beat, Wall Street Journal, and something else. And I looked at all their analyst ones. So I went through pretty much all the stocks. on this list, and any ones that pretty much had green lights for buying, like straight up all buys, I put in green. From there, I decided I wanted to put their guidance as far as target price in on those. And so we put those in here. That way I don't really have to go research them over and over again. So with that being said, yeah, MFA wasn't all green, so I left that one alone. Velocity, we're going to hold off on that one for now, but I'll put that as yellow. We'll take another look at that. Redwood Trust, the only reason I'm not buying more of that is because I really want to drop that cost basis. And $2 per share on a 420 stock, I'm not really ready to do that yet, as we're looking for upside. Play is bouncing pretty nicely, considering that we have 9% of the people said it was a buy and the rest were holds. But we looked at Norwegian Cruise Lines, and they place a target of $30 as a near price target. And this is the ratio. So this is the over-under based on the price target at 2.42. Two Harbors, the REIT, they put a price target of 11, which is almost where we want to go, but not quite there yet. So that's 2.55. Eldorado Resorts, it's funny, they have it at 34.95, but we're going to hit that pretty soon. So I think they're going to have to bump that one up. So that's only 1.65. And again, the lower the one on this, usually it means they're being really conservative. ICAGI, that is the European airline conglomerate. It's price target of 11.25, puts it at an over-under of 227. And Every, my favorite stock on here, can't wait for that to just absolutely explode. They have it as a price target of around 11 with 2.25, but I think we're going to see it go up a little bit higher than that. Menlo Therapeutics, the one we've played around with a little bit, has a 100% price buy rating, and they have it at a $5 target, so it's pretty close to this. So, and I think that's the leader in the clubhouse for target rate over under. FANG, which is a West Texas oil stock, that one has a February 20th price of about 78. This one they have a target price of 53. And then VKTX, this is the February price, but this one's different than all the other stocks, as we're not looking to buy the February 20th dip. And they have an average price target of 16.50, and some of them are upwards of low north of 20. So we wanted to make sure we had a buy-in for that. So we put in a limit order buy of 300, 148 if it got filled, 152 didn't. So that just tells us that we set our limit order price perfectly, because it dipped just enough to get some of the stock and then it bumped back up, which means it's an automatic profit right from the jump. So with that being said, we're not really going to do anything right now. We're going to let the weekend kind of take its course and see what happens. And again, it's probably super early for this, but let's take a look at what the after hours Dow. All right, it's pretty dead flat. So we'll see. We'll see over the weekend to see if that jumps. But yeah, not a whole lot changing, I'd say. But the main thing we want to look at is we're in the bottom of the bottom. We went down. We're in the U shape, and at some point in time, it's going to turn up. So I would definitely get in this market, because you're never going to see these prices again. This is where the rich people, or the people that are going to become rich, make their money. So with that being said, get in. There's a link in the video. Get a free stock from Robinhood by clicking on the link. Use me as a referral. And if you get a free stock, I get a free stock. So I'm all good with that. Beyond that, I will see you Monday.